What if I told you that the very same force that keeps your heart beating is also the secret behind your most intimate moments? Picture this: a 68-year-old man wakes up one morning feeling lightheaded, clutching his chest, and later discovers he hasn't even had the strength for a simple morning visit down there. It's not just bad luck or one of those days. It's a silent alarm your body is screaming every single second. Blood is life. It fuels every beat of your heart, every step you take, and yes, every pulse of desire you feel. But when those vital passages narrow, you're not just flirting with heart trouble. You're flirting with a breakdown in your bedroom confidence too. Here's the thing: most of us assume chest pain and erectile issues are totally separate problems. But science is screaming otherwise. In fact, studies show that men who experience even mild erectile difficulties are nearly twice as likely to have underlying heart issues, and often months before a heart attack ever strikes. That means the first hint of weakness in the one place you notice every morning could be the first shot across the bow for your heart. Your body doesn't lie. Every shiver in your toes, every dull ache in your chest, every disappointment when that morning erection just isn't there, each one is a flashing warning light. And shamefully, millions of men ignore these signals, chalking them up to just age. But age isn't the enemy. Neglect is. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover 5 shocking signs your circulation is failing, signs so clear you can't afford to miss a single one. Because the truth is, catching these red flags early could save your heart and restore your manhood. Stay with me. I'm Dr. Henry, a men's health specialist with over 30 years in the clinic, and thousands of patients helped men just like you who thought the aches and off days were just part of getting older. I've seen firsthand how subtle changes in blood flow can quietly rob you of strength, vitality, and confidence, both in life and in the bedroom. Today, I'm going to guide you through 5 unmistakable warning signs that your circulation is faltering, and why ignoring them isn't just risking an awkward doctor's visit. It could be putting your very life on the line. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to interpret these signals, and why addressing them now can protect your heart and reignite your intimate health. Let's get started. Imagine Tom, a 62-year-old engineer, always proud of his morning jogs and weekend golf rounds. He started feeling a faint pressure in his chest, shrugging it off as stress from work. Then one Sunday, after polishing off breakfast and stepping onto the golf course, he felt dizzy and nearly collapsed. At the hospital, tests revealed significant arterial blockages he'd never suspected because he felt fine. But that's not where his story ends. A few weeks later, Tom mentioned to his doctor that his usual morning boost down there had vanished. That's when the pieces clicked. The same clogged vessels throttling his heart were throttling his erections. As his cardiologist put it, "Your penis gave us an early warning system for your heart." He could have lost much more than his vitality. He could have lost his life. Yet today, after targeted treatments and lifestyle tweaks, Tom's back on the green, his confidence reborn and feeling more alive than he has in years. This isn't just Tom's story. It's a pattern repeated in clinics worldwide. Men dismissing minor discomforts only to face far greater crises down the road. If you recognize even a hint of what Tom went through, pressure in your chest, a faltering morning erection, or that uneasy chill in your extremities, you owe it to yourself to listen closely. In the sections ahead, we'll unpack each of these warning signs in detail, revealing the science behind why they happen and how you can spot them before they escalate. Because like Tom learned, the sooner you act, the faster you steer clear of catastrophe and reclaim the confidence you deserve. Stay tuned as we dive into sign number 1. Now that you've seen how easily these warning signs can fly under the radar, it's time to zoom in. We're about to break down the top 5 shocking signals your body sends when blood flow is compromised. Signals you can't afford to ignore. Each one offers a vital clue, a chance to intervene early and protect both your cardiovascular health and your intimate vitality. Let's dive right into sign number 1. Sign number 1. Unrelenting chest tightness. You wake in the middle of the night, sweat beading on your forehead as a vice-like grip squeezes your chest. It's not just the after effects of a heavy dinner or a long day at work. It's a relentless pressure that lingers even when you're resting. Here's what's happening over time. Plaque builds up along your arterial walls, narrowing the pathway your blood travels. Your heart pumps harder to push blood through these constricted channels, and that extra force triggers the gnawing ache or tightness you feel. It's called angina, and it's often dismissed as stress or indigestion until it isn't. But this same blockage doesn't stop at your heart. Think of your circulatory system as a highway. When there's a traffic jam near the city center, cars back up along every exit ramp. In your body, those exit ramps include the tiny vessels that feed your penis. When blood can't surge freely to your heart, it certainly can't flood your erectile tissue. Real-world example. Paul, a retired teacher, chalked his chest tightness up to pushing a bit too hard on the tennis court. He ignored it for weeks until that familiar ache met him after climbing a single flight of stairs. By the time he sought help, his arteries were already 70% blocked. Further probing revealed his morning erections had all but vanished months before he felt that chest squeeze. Spotting this sign early is crucial. If you notice a dull, persistent ache or tightness in your chest, pain that spreads to your shoulders, arms, or jaw, episodes triggered by mild exertion or even emotional stress, you need to take it seriously. While it's always best to consult your healthcare provider, you don't have to wait for a full-blown angina diagnosis to start paying attention to your body's signals. In the next section, we'll explore how the disappearance or weakening of your morning erection can be a red flag waving far louder than you might think. Sign. Number 2. Morning erection. Fading. There was a time when you'd wake up with a firm promise of vitality, a natural surge that told you your circulation was in top form. That morning erection, medically known as nocturnal penile tumescence, isn't just about arousal. It's your body's built-in health check, a nightly pulse test of fresh, oxygen-rich blood flooding your tissues. When those dawn patrol signs start to weaken or vanish altogether, it's more than just an inconvenience. It's a flashing red light on your circulatory dashboard. Here's why during REM sleep, your brain releases neurotransmitters that relax smooth muscle and blood vessels, allowing arteries to dilate and flood the erectile chambers with blood. If your arterial health is compromised, whether by plaque stiffness or inflammation, that dilation can't happen as effectively, and you wake up to weakness instead of firmness. Consider Mike, a 65-year-old accountant who prided himself on healthy habits, regular walks, balanced diet, no smoking. Yet he noticed that over several weeks, his once reliable morning erections became sporadic. He chalked it up to stress at work or just getting older, never realizing it was the same circulatory decline beginning to steal life from his heart. In his next physical exam, tests revealed early signs of endothelial dysfunction, damage to the cells lining his arteries. Endothelial health is vital because these cells produce nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for signaling blood vessels to open wide. Impaired endothelial function means less nitric oxide, less vasodilation, and weaker erections, first followed by more serious issues like hypertension or heart disease. Here's what to look for. A gradual reduction in the frequency or rigidity of morning erections. Complete disappearance of nocturnal tumescence for weeks at a time. A sense of flatness or lack of responsiveness that wasn't there before. It's easy to ignore this sign. You might blame it on poor sleep medications or lifestyle factors. But the truth is, when your morning wood fades, you're getting an honest, no-spin report card on your vascular health. Why does this matter? Because studies show that erectile dysfunction often precedes cardiovascular events by an average of 3 to 5 years. That gives you a valuable window, a chance to catch up to the problem, make changes, and protect yourself before the stakes get higher. Think of it as an early warning buoy, bobbing on the surface of your health sea, signaling that rough waters lie ahead. The good news. Once you recognize the warning sign, targeted interventions, lifestyle tweaks, dietary shifts, supplements that boost nitric oxide can restore both your morning function and your overall vascular resilience. But you have to spot the warning before it's too late. Up next, we'll uncover sign number 3, why cold hands, cold feet. And yes, even a chill down there could be painting an alarming portrait of your circulatory status. Stay with me. Sign number 3, cold hands, cold feet, and below the belt. You've probably felt that sudden chill creeping into your toes or fingertips, even when the room feels warm. Most shrug it off as poor circulation in the extremities, a quirk of aging or nerve sensitivity. But when the same cold sensation maps to your groin, inner thighs, or that one place that matters most, it's a glaring sign your circulatory highway is under siege. Here's the science: blood carries heat from your core to the periphery. When vessel walls stiffen or narrow, less warm blood reaches your limbs, and that heat loss is usually the earliest symptom. But because penile arteries are narrower than those in your hands or feet, they're hit even sooner when circulation falters. That means a chill down there can appear before you notice numbness or coldness in your fingers or toes. Consider Robert, who noticed a strange coldness in his inner thighs during his daily shower right where his legs met his torso. He'd never connected it to his overall health until he mentioned it in passing at his annual checkup. An ultrasound revealed plaque buildup in his iliac arteries, the very vessels supplying his lower abdomen and penis. Without treatment, those same blockages could have triggered erectile dysfunction and eventually more serious vascular events. Watch for these signs: persistent coldness in your hands, feet, or groin area, even indoors. Tingling or numbness accompanying the chill. A noticeable difference in temperature between your torso and lower body. Don't dismiss cold extremities as nothing more than bad blood flow in your limbs. When that coldness reaches your groin, it's signaling that your penile arteries aren't getting enough heat or blood to function properly. In the next section, we'll explore sign number 4. Why simple activities like climbing stairs or carrying groceries leave you gasping for air, and how that breathlessness connects the dots between cardiac output and sexual performance. Stay tuned. Sign number 4. Breathlessness with minor activity. You step off a curb and suddenly you're huffing and puffing as if you've just sprinted a marathon. Or maybe it's hauling in the groceries from your car, an effortless task months ago now leaves you catching your breath. It feels frustratingly out of proportion to the effort you're putting in, and it's more than just the toll of age. It's a glaring signal that your heart isn't pumping enough blood to meet your body's basic demands. Here's what's happening. Every time your muscles work, they need more oxygen. Your heart responds by increasing its output, pumping more blood through your arteries to deliver that oxygen. But if plaque or stiffness restricts those arteries, your heart has to work harder, and even simple tasks can push it past its limit. The result: you're gasping for air, your heart racing, and your energy tank flashing empty far too soon. Now consider how this affects your most private moments. Just as your muscles flag without proper oxygenation, so does the erectile tissue in your penis. Achieving and maintaining an erection requires rapid, sustained blood flow, much like any strenuous activity. If you're winded walking a few blocks, you're less likely to get and keep a strong erection. Your heart's reduced output mirrors a drop in penile perfusion. Take Steve, a 70-year-old retiree who used to enjoy morning walks around the neighborhood. He started feeling unusually breathless on his quiet strolls, something he'd never experienced despite decades of hiking and cycling. Without giving it much thought, he switched to driving his route instead, attributing it to just getting older. But when his doctor probed further, an exercise stress test revealed moderate ischemia areas of his heart muscle starved of oxygen. Even more telling was Steve's confession that his once regular sexual activity had become less satisfying. His erections were slower to develop and shorter to last. He thought it was normal for his age, never connecting the dots between breathlessness and bedroom performance until he did. Key red flags to watch for shortness of breath during light activities like walking upstairs or doing household chores. Heart palpitations, dizziness, or fatigue accompanying mild exertion, an overall drop in stamina or endurance mentally or physically. If you're nodding in recognition, it's time to pay attention. This breathlessness isn't just a nuisance, it's a cry for help from your cardiovascular system and by extension, a warning for your sexual health. Next up, we'll uncover sign number 5, the startling visual clue of blue or purple discoloration in your extremities and what that tells you about the state of your circulation throughout your body, including your manhood. Don't go anywhere. Sign number 5, blue or purple. Discoloration in extremities. Have you ever noticed a bluish or purplish hue on your fingertips, toes, or even around your lips? That's cyanosis, a telling sign that your blood isn't carrying enough oxygen. When oxygen-depleted blood pools in the capillaries, it changes color, and that same phenomenon can occur in the delicate vessels of your penis. Here's the breakdown. Oxygenated blood is bright red. Deoxygenated blood is darker. If your arteries are narrowed or stiff, less oxygen-rich blood reaches peripheral tissues. Those areas start to look blue or purple, especially under low temperature or stress conditions. While you might first spot it on your hands or lips, penile tissue, being highly sensitive, can also display subtle discoloration even if you don't consciously notice it. Take Daniel, a 75-year-old grandfather who joked about having cold toes in winter. Over time, he began seeing a faint purple tint at the base of his penis during self-exams. Alarm bells rang when his wife noticed bluish fingertips on chilly mornings. A vascular ultrasound found significant arterial insufficiency, not just in his legs, but throughout his pelvic region. Watch for these visual cues: persistent bluish or purplish tinge on fingers, toes, lips, or penis. Skin that appears darker under stress, cold, or physical exertion. Slow capillary refill when you press a nail or skin and the color takes too long to return. Cyanosis is more than a color change. It's a snapshot of poor oxygen delivery. When you see it, your body is begging for intervention. You've now learned the 5 shocking signs your circulation is failing, signs that bridge the gap between cardiovascular and sexual health. Next, we'll explore how to turn things around, naturally boost blood flow, and protect your heart and manhood. In our upcoming section, discover the Nitric Boost advantage and why it's become the go-to solution for men seeking to reclaim both vitality and performance. Your secret weapon for circulation and vitality. So now that you know exactly what to watch for, the question becomes, how do you supercharge your blood flow safely and effectively? That's where Nitric Boost comes in. Nitric Boost isn't just another supplement. It was formulated by vascular health experts to target the very mechanism your body uses to widen vessels and flood tissues with oxygen-rich blood. At its core are clinically studied ingredients like L-citrulline and beetroot extract, which work in tandem to elevate nitric oxide levels naturally. More nitric oxide means smoother, more relaxed blood vessels, translating to stronger, longer-lasting erections in the bedroom and reduced strain on your heart in daily life. Let's break it down. Every capsule of Nitric Boost delivers 1,000 tonilidlans of pure L-citrulline, the amino acid your body converts into L-arginine, the direct precursor to nitric oxide. Unlike arginine itself, whose absorption can be unpredictable, citrulline offers superior bioavailability, ensuring a steadier, longer-lasting boost. Paired with 300 milliliters of beetroot powder rich in nitrates that your body also transforms into nitric oxide, the formula creates a 1-2 punch that targets circulation from 2 biochemical pathways. Take John's story. At 64, he'd been grappling with weak morning erections and sudden chest tightness after long walks. He started a consistent daily routine, 1 Nitric Boost capsule with breakfast, and within 2 weeks, he noticed more vibrant morning function and reduced heaviness in his chest. His follow-up stress test even showed improved exercise tolerance. John wasn't just feeling better. His doctor confirmed his vascular markers had shifted in the right direction. But Nitric Boost is more than numbers and lab results. It's about reclaiming confidence, whether that's chasing the grandkids around the yard without winded stops or rekindling intimacy with the person you love. And because it's non-habit forming with no stimulants or synthetic additives, you can integrate it seamlessly into your daily health regimen. Here's what makes Nitric Boost stand out. Science-backed dosage. a clinically effective dose of L-citrulline that research shows increases nitric oxide levels for up to 24 hours. Dual pathway support beetroot nitrates and citrulline work together to amplify vasodilation more than either alone. Clean, transparent formula. No proprietary blends, fillers, or questionable extras, just the ingredients you need in the amounts that work. Easy integration. A single capsule each morning with or without food fits any lifestyle. In the next segment, we'll dive deeper into the science of nitric oxide, explaining exactly why this molecule is the foundation of both cardiovascular health and peak sexual performance, and how simple lifestyle tweaks can maximize your results. But if you're ready to take the first step toward better blood flow today, Nitric Boost is waiting to help you reclaim your heart health and your confidence. Expert breakdown. Why nitric oxide matters. Nitric oxide is the unsung hero of your circulatory system, a simple gaseous molecule that does the heavy lifting of widening blood vessels. When endothelial cells lining your arteries sense increased blood flow or certain nutrients, they produce nitric oxide, which diffuses into the surrounding smooth muscle and signals it to relax. This relaxation is what we call vasodilation, the process that lowers blood pressure, boosts oxygen delivery, and fuels every organ in your body, especially your heart and penile tissue. Here's why it's so crucial. Your heart relies on efficient blood flow to meet the demands of every beat. When vessels are stiff or narrowed, the heart works harder, raising the risk of hypertension, angina, or worse. Meanwhile, erectile tissue depends on rapid sustained blood influx to create and maintain an erection. Without sufficient nitric oxide, those tiny penile arteries can't expand fully, leading to weaker erections or total dysfunction. Clinical research shows that even modest increases in nitric oxide can translate into significant improvements. One study found that participants supplementing with L-citrulline, a precursor to nitric oxide, experienced a 20% rise in flow-mediated dilation, a key measure of vascular health. Another trial demonstrated that beetroot juice rich in dietary nitrates could lower systolic blood pressure by up to 10 points in just a few hours. These findings underscore nitric oxide's dual role, safeguarding your heart while enhancing intimate performance. But it's not just supplements. Your body's nitric oxide production can be amplified through simple lifestyle choices. Regular exercise. Even brisk walking for 30 minutes boosts endothelial function and nitric oxide release. Balanced diet foods like leafy greens, beets, and garlic provide raw materials for nitric oxide synthesis. Stress management. Chronic stress raises oxidative compounds that degrade nitric oxide. Techniques like meditation preserve its levels. By understanding and supporting this molecule, you take control of the very mechanism that powers both your cardiovascular system and your sexual health. In the next section, we'll translate this science into a straightforward 3-step action plan, complete with timing for nitric boost and daily habits to maximize your blood flow benefits. 3-step action plan. Here's how to put everything into motion starting today. Morning ritual. Mix 1 scoop of nitric boost powder into 8-10 oz of water each morning. Stir and drink ideally with breakfast to kickstart up to 24 hours of enhanced blood flow. Move to improve. Aim for 30 minutes of moderate exercise, brisk walking, cycling, or light resistance 5 days a week. This not only strengthens your heart, but also stimulates your endothelium to produce more nitric oxide naturally. Nutrition and recovery. Focus meals on nitric oxide-friendly foods, leafy greens, beets, garlic, and citrus. Before bed, spend 5 minutes in deep breathing or meditation to reduce oxidative stress and preserve your nitric oxide levels. By combining supplementation with daily movement and targeted nutrition, you'll revive circulation to your heart and to your most intimate areas. Take the next step. Start your nitric boost powder routine today, and watch for firmer morning function, easier exertion without breathlessness, and a renewed confidence in the bedroom. Your body has been sending warning signs. Now it's your move to answer the call. Up next, we'll reveal a simple bedtime drink that turbocharges your recovery and further amplifies nitric oxide production, perfect for deep sleep and all-day vitality. If you found these signs eye-opening, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Drop a comment with which warning sign surprised you most and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Remember, your body speaks through these signals. Tune in, take action, and reclaim your heart health and your confidence below the belt.